indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Donald Trump Jr. here with an urgent message about retirement accounts in America. My father just changed 401ks forever by initiating the process that will allow gold into 401ks. But here's even better news. You don't need to wait for your 401k provider. You can use this strategy today. With a self-directed gold IRA from the Birch Gold Group, you can convert your IRA or 401k into an account with all the same tax benefits, but you own something that will be there when you need it. To find out more, click the link below to get a free info kit on gold IRAs from my trusted friends at the Birch Gold Group. Inside, they will show you exactly how to diversify your IRA or 401k into an IRA in gold. Do it now before the rest of America jumps in. Click below for your free info kit.
I'm a J6er. I spent 1,143 days in prison.
I'm a J6er, and I spent 3 months in jail and about a year in prison.
I spent 4 years out of an 18-year sentence in prison.
J6ers have been smeared and defamed by the media, persecuted by the government, and treated like terrorists.
In reality, J6ers are patriotic men and women, mothers, fathers, sisters, and brothers from all walks of life.
Stand in the Gap was founded to stand in the gap for J6ers working to rebuild their lives after being incarcerated.
And we need your help.
For just $10 or more, you're helping these patriots get mental, physical, and spiritual help.
Please scan the QR code or go to j6support.com to donate $10 or more to support these American patriots.
Every dollar you give is being matched up to $50,000, doubling your impact. Go now to j6support.com and donate today.
Did you know that thousands of authors across the country have written books and published them with Page Publishing? If you've written a book, Page can help you through the process. We cut through the confusion of the publishing world to make it easy for you. If we decide to publish your book, your work ends and ours begins. From copy editing and proofing to typesetting and book cover art, we get you printed, distributed, and sold on Amazon, Apple iTunes, and bookstores. We'll even promote your book.
Call for your free writer's guide, 800-319-0257, or scan the QR code now.
Welcome, everybody. You're watching another fabulous edition of Breaking Point on Real America's Voice News. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays to everybody. I'm David Zere. Download the Real America's Voice News app today. Tell your friends and family about it. We got so much going on. I have a packed show for you today. First, we're going to hear from Ann Hambley from First Service Solutions. And we're going to talk about the commercial real estate markets around the country. It's really important to know what's going on there. Brick and mortar, industrial, office space, the future work environments, the economy. Then I got L. Todd Wood from CDM Press. This guy is great. He was an MH-53 Sea Knight pilot, used to take SEALs around and special ops around for many years, serving our country. And he's in the new Pentagon Press Corps. I was down on the ground in the Pentagon last week with Hegseth and a lot of undersecretaries and the press secretaries. Really crazy stuff going on right now. I was with the Navy secretary yesterday at the Washington Navy Yards in the iconic Capitol turnaround, which was the trolley barn for the cars that went to the Washington Navy Yards from Georgetown back in the 1890s, and it's in the Washington Navy Yards, which is very historic, helped defend us against the War of 1812 against the British on the Anacostia River, and it's the longest running federal facility in the United States. And I was there with the Secretary of the Navy and Benny Harmony from Real America's Voice, and we talked about NRCO, the Naval Rapid Capabilities Office, and I've got great interviews with the staff. We're going to be building ships faster, providing weapons systems faster. America has their act together, at least under Trump. The House Armed Services Committee pushing the NDAA, which will help codify Trump's executive order, and the Pentagon is on board with this to get weapon systems out to protect America. I want to get to our first guest, though, Ann Hambley from First Service Solutions. Welcome to the show, Ann. How are you?
Fine. Thank you very much for including me.
Yeah, it's great to have you here. And I'm a commercial broker for almost 4 decades. It's hard to believe. We pay attention to what's going on and try to, gauge the markets. And it's a predictor for the future, right? For the economy and habits. Tell us about what you do.
Sure. Yeah, I have been also for 4 decades in commercial real estate. I ran a lot of the servicing shops on the finance side for a long time. And then 20 years ago, created my firm, First Service Solutions. And we work with owners of commercial properties, and we help them with whatever they might need as far as resolution on their debt. So when we talk about the different property types, I'll be able to give you some examples, but we help them just figure out what needs to be done and maybe where necessary, get relief on their debt.
Right. And you have a lot of concerns for the marketplace because rates are high. Even if they come down, you're saying there's about $5 trillion in debt out there.
Yes.
And half of it might not be soluble. Tell us about that.
Well, half of it is maturing. So when you have a loan, when you get a commercial real estate loan, the typical kind of most average term is about 10 years. So if you think about it, when you get a loan in let's just think about if you got a loan today in 2025, the lender has to make sure that they know what you're going to do to pay their loan off in 2035. Well, that's what's happened now is we got a lot of loans maturing that were created, 10 years ago when we all had to go to the office every day as an example. And now we don't. We got hybrid work arrangements. So there are about half of the debt, that $5 trillion, matures this year, next year, and the following year. And a good chunk of that is not going to be refinanceable. So something has to be done.
Are you saying that we may be looking at a lot of foreclosures?
Yes, we are going to be looking at a lot of foreclosures. We're also looking at a lot of just I think it's just changing of hands, right? So if I got my loan 10 years ago and I already got my money out of it and I'm now 10 years down the road, I might just decide to get rid of it. That doesn't mean that I'm going to necessarily get it foreclosed on. I might sell it to someone.
Yeah.
I might have someone else come in and buy it. But yeah, there's going to be a lot of change and issues and foreclosures happening. Absolutely.
Sure. And it's compounded by a couple other problems, right? Brick and mortar retail is like histoire, right? And
right.
The malls are being converted into Amazon warehouses, medical facilities. Like here in Long Island, we have a 600,000 square foot mall. Half of it's already gone medical almost. And then you've got the problem of the workplace environment, post-COVID, remote home attendance. Tell us about those problems and what those markets face.
Yeah. Well, what you brought up is perfect, retail. So I always use the story of, when my mom, and I'm using this just generational, my mom, when she needed to buy a new black skirt, black shirt, new tie, like you have a nice tie on there, she would go to the mall, walk around the mall, look for what she wanted, and then go home. Well, my generation, we did a little of both. We go to the mall maybe, and then COVID hit. Now we realized, man, you can do everything online. And yet, in my kids or grandkids, they would never think to go to a mall to buy what they're going to buy. They're going to just go online, right? So malls are just not relevant today as much, right? Office, same. It's not quite as drastic, but there are people. 20 years ago, we all had to go to the office every single day, 5 days a week, 8 to 5, whatever. And now you don't have to. So as these office buildings are maturing, you have to think about what are you going to do with them all? Just like the malls, like you said, malls are being converted to other things. That's because we don't need as many malls, if any malls. Same thing with office. They're being converted to multifamily, to just other things because we don't need as much office space. So what do you do with all that?
Right. So industrial's a little more stable. I would say So under Trump's first term, he brought back about 9,000 manufacturer distribution operations back to the United States. Now the economy is going to get traction, in my opinion, next year. Maybe not fast enough as people continue to suffer from the last, 4 or 5 years in COVID and the policies. But do you see, with all the reinvestment, the $19 trillion or so that Trump's bringing back, do you think the warehouse, industrial, and manufacturing markets will prosper at least?
Yeah, I do. And I guess the question there is, I think you can foresee that maybe for the next 10 years, again, using that just as a standard sort of term, we're probably going to always need places to store stuff so that you can ship it, right? So I think industrial is probably the darling of commercial real estate right now. Now, if you go out 20 or 30 years, there's always a question. I'm not proposing that industrial is not a great property type, but the key thing that we always have to ask ourselves now in this modern era of where we live, what will things look like 20, 30 years from now? Will we need storage? Will they just fly from a drone somewhere? I don't know the answer, but these are the things that I think everyone commercial real estate is trying to figure out right now,
Yeah, and we have plans on Long Island. I worked in 1990 on an affordable housing analysis because we had a recession here, the peace dividend. A lot of properties were sitting dormant. We used to be big plane manufacturers for military aircraft, and we were going to convert industrial space into affordable housing. I don't believe in affordable housing. I'm a builder too. If the taxes were lower, you wouldn't need affordable housing and subsidies from the government to buy a home. Yeah. So we're getting abused. We have about 2 minutes left. I'm going to give you the floor. Tell us about your outlook for business, and tell us about where people can follow you and get involved. If they have a property, can you help them?
Right, sure. Yeah, if you have a commercial real estate property and you are facing, it can be a maturity or not a maturity, but you're facing any kind of problem and you're trying to figure out what to do with it, that's what I do. So I will do free consultation all the time. I will give you my thoughts based on what I'm seeing done in the market today, what I think lenders are doing, and help you figure out a plan to go forward. There's also, as we talked about with all the change, maybe the foreclosures, the handbacks, if you call them that, in commercial real estate, it presents a lot of opportunities. So for people that have money that are sitting wanting to invest in the properties, this is a great time to do that too. Think of an office building. Okay, so it's worth a fifth of the debt today. Well, if you can buy it for the right price and you want to hold it for a period of time, it's a great investment. So call me if you want to invest. If you have a problem with your property, my website, actually it's not on there, but it's 1ST, the number 1STSSS.com. And my phone number, is that fair to give, David?
Yeah, just go for it.
Okay, it's 817, I'm all ready for the calls, 817-756-7227. So you can call, go to our website, reach out to me, happy to talk to you about either sides of that equation. Resolving your own deal or buying. By
the way, I didn't buy this in a store. I bought this tie online. So
that's my point.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you're a wealth of knowledge. I'd love to have you back if there's any particular issues we want to address. It's great to have you on here, and I wish you the best holidays with you and your family.
Thank you, David. Same to you. I'm always available if you ever want to talk to me. Thank you
so much, Ann. Yeah, everybody, we got to follow what's going on here. The economy's changing. I'm worried about, AI getting rid of entry-level jobs. Kids out of college still can't find high-paying jobs. You used to make 20, 30,000 more, and that was 30 years ago coming out of college. So it's tougher. But I think the economy's going to rebound next year, maybe take off like a rocket ship, hopefully. But thank you for watching Breaking Point. We'll be right back. I've got super stuff ahead. Don't go anywhere.
As countries have walked away in the past few years from the U.S. dollar, Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, diversify into gold, into birch gold. And for over 5,000 years, gold has withstood inflation, geopolitical turmoil, and stock market crashes. And the great news is you can still get it. In fact, you can own gold and silver in a tax-sheltered retirement account. Birch Gold makes it easy to convert your IRA or 401k into an IRA in precious precious metals. And all you got to do is text the word America to 989898 to claim your free info kit on gold. With 20 years experience converting IRAs and 401ks into precious metal IRAs, Birch Gold can help you protect yourself with gold today by texting the word America to 989898 with an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau, thousands of happy customers and countless 5-star reviews. Secure your future with gold. Start today with a free info kit. Again, there's no obligation. Check it out. Make the request. Just text the word America to 989898.
Don't you hate that dirty old hose? It kinks, splits, and it always leaks. And it's way too heavy to carry around. It's time to get the brand new Pocket Hose Copperhead. Just turn on the water and watch it grow to a full-size hose. Old-fashioned hoses get kinks and creases at the spigot, but the new Pocket Pivot swivels 360 degrees. Just connect to the spigot and watch it pivot. And when you turn off the water, away it goes, shrinking back to a pocket-size hose. And it makes it easy to carry and put away. Call or go online now to get the super light 25-foot Pocket Hose Copperhead today for only $29.99. Order right now and get our 10-pattern thumb drive spray nozzle free. Simply use your thumb to turn it on or off. There is a strict limit of 3 per order, so don't wait. Order now.
To order, call 1-800-956-8517 or visit getcopperhead.com. So call 1-800-956-8517 or visit getcopperhead.com. Order now.
Your wallet is always in danger. Criminals can scan and hack your information without you even knowing. Worse yet, it's bulky and so disorganized. But not anymore, because Slim is in. Introducing Slim Mint, an ultra-thin RFID blocking wallet that keeps your cards and cash truly protected. And now may be your last chance to get it for a low price. Slim Mint uses the latest RFID blocking technology to prevent thieves from scanning your wallet and stealing your info.
Having your information stolen is a nightmare, but with Slim Mint, I know I'm protected.
With money clips, cash can easily fall out, but with the auto-locking Slim Mint, your cards and money stay securely in place. Then just press the button to release the lock. Slim Mint is ergonomically designed to optimize space and keep your belongings organized. It has a built-in cash clip and a flexible outer band to securely fit your additional cards and your extra cash. Even with everything you see here in the Slim Mint, it's still ultra-thin. Bulky wallets are uncomfortable, but the Slim Mint is so compact it fits in any size pocket. Plus, it keeps everything easy to access.
Slim Mint holds everything from pictures to credit cards, my driver's license. Yeah, it's still so thin.
Say bye-bye to bent cards and damaged magnetic strips. Slim Mint keeps them protected. It's crush resistant and can really take a beating. Similar wallets sell for over $100. But call or click now and get Slim Mint for just $29.99. Order in the next 5 minutes and you'll get an instant $10 discount. So it's only $19.99. But wait, due to rising costs and supply chain shortages, this may be your last chance to get Slim Mint at this low price. There's a strict limit of 3 Slim Mint wallets while supplies last. You still have time to get your very own Slim Mint wallets, but you must act fast. Don't wait. Order now.
Call 1-800-608-6630. That's 1-800-608-6630. Call or visit slimmintwallet.com. So call 1-800-608-6630 now.
Welcome back to Breaking Point. It's such an exciting couple of weeks. On the ground is new media at the Pentagon, and then yesterday with the Secretary of the Navy at the incredible Washington Navy Yard's oldest federal facility operating in America. These guys and the men and women of uniform are just the best. They're prime. And the civilian personnel at the Pentagon, also amazing. And the attitude is so great down there. Everybody's in a good mood, pretty much, on board with Trump's defense acquisition speed up and the rapid capability offices to try to get weapon systems, defense systems to the marketplace. But I want to bring in my next guest here. And I caught up with him again at the Pentagon this past week as part of the New Media Week. L. Todd Wood from CDM.press. Todd, how are you, sir?
Great to be on your show. Thanks a lot, Dave. We have to quit meeting like this, man. It's been.
I know. Listen, you can't. You can't look the other way for a second. There's so many things going on, right? So many stories. And you've been all over it. Tell us a little bit about yourself, and your time as a pilot.
Sure. I went to the U.S. Air Force Academy. I went into special operations. I flew MH-53J Pueblos. It was long-range insertion extraction for Tier 1 customers, SEAL Team 6 and Delta primarily. And so I did that. Then I went to Wall Street for almost 20 years and then started a journalism career when I left the street in 2011. Went to work for the Washington Times and just realized I needed to start something on my own because I kind of had a vision and we wanted to be kind of the Reuters without the spin. So CDM.press was born in 19, and now we're 13 digital sites and growing. So we're glad to be with you at the Pentagon.
Yeah, 100%. I've been hearing rumblings at the legacy media, MSM, probably mad at their decision. Maybe the lawyers got them fired up too soon. They wouldn't sign this agreement. All they had to do was wear their credentials, stop hiding them, stop ambushing people in the hallway without being escorted at the Pentagon, stop leaking stories, right? And we had a successful day or two together, 3 days together last week there, right? We asked tough questions, right?
We sure did, and we asked the questions that I don't think they were asking. Maybe they were not in their agenda, like some of the vax issues, getting service members back in, or questions about what actually is going on in Venezuela, or other areas where the mainstream legacy press just didn't want to go. And so I think it's really positive that we had a really great group of people asking some really informative questions you may not have heard before.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. So, we're trying to bring you the truth as well to the audience of Real America's Voice News here. And we're really in touch with the audience, so it's important. And you've been working on this incredible story, and it's disturbing because you've got the Christians living alongside Shiites in Lebanon for a long time. About 30% Maronite Christians at one point. But now you've got Sunni control over Syria instead of the Shia. And now the Sunnis are coming into Lebanon. Tell us about what's going on.
I never knew Lebanon's history till I went over there about a year ago for the first time. And I had spent a lot of time in the Middle East, but never there. And I didn't realize that it was really the only Christian country in the Middle East. And it used to be 70+% Christian in the early 70s. And then a series of things, I think orchestrated things happened. You had 500,000 Palestinians come in, which created the civil war, which the Christians lost because they were supported. The Palestinians were supported by other bloc countries, and the U.S. really didn't step up. You had the Assad invasion of Syria, which caused a lot of damage over 15 years. And then you had the port explosion. You had a color revolution, which destroyed their financial system. And now you have 2 million plus Syrian refugees, Sunni refugees, that are in Lebanon, and they won't go back. And they're being paid to stay by the UN, by a bunch of NGOs out of Europe. And it's really disturbing because it's changing the demographic and economic balance away from the Christian sector to the Sunni religion and the ethnicity. And it's backed by Turkey and other groups, the Gulf states. And the Trump administration is pushing it, and it's really disturbing the Christians there.
Yeah, and I was in touch with Bridget Gabriel many times over the last 12 or so years. And, she always told me about our childhood living in a bunker as a Lebanese Christian with Muslim threats there. But now they've got this dynamic where 65,000 northern Israelis have been displaced. They're just starting to come back in, 2,500 along the border. You've got tensions again. You got Israel bombing again because they're finding weapon caches and stuff like that, or suspected rearming of Hezbollah. A lot of dynamics, but Turkey wants to restore like this modern day Ottoman Empire, right? So they got their hands in with the HTS who took over Syria, right? They've got their hands all over the place and their fingerprints on this, don't they?
They sure do, and I think you hit on the nail on the head with the Ottoman Empire. They're reestablishing this power structure, and I want to say, Israel has its own security concerns, obviously in the region, as does Turkey. But why are we listening to everybody but the Christians? That's my point. They are being ignored on purpose, and it's really hurting them. And this is where Jesus Christ walked. This is the the basket of Christianity where it started.
And you want the Trump administration to address that, right?
I do, and I don't want military action. I want the bully pulpit, right? I just want to say we're going to make sure this ethnic group is protected. We're a Christian country. Last time I checked, 70% still. And yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I'm looking back in history. The Bosnia Herzegovinians in Serbia, Milosevic. A bad guy, right? Killed a lot of people. But we were fighting. We were taking the side of the Muslims to a degree in Yugoslavia or in the Civil War, and I'm not saying people shouldn't have been protected on the ground, but we bombed a lot of Christians. Right.
Well, if you look back over American policy, it always, the consequence is always the destruction of Christian communities. Unfortunately, you look at what's gone on in Syria, where we put Golani in charge, who was an Al Qaeda member, who is now, the first thing he did was go down south or his militias did, and kill a few thousand Christians and about 10,000 Alawites. You had what happened in Iraq. The Christian community just destroyed. I mean, there's none left. Yeah. So it's happened over. Look at Armenia. Same thing happened with favoring Turkey and Azerbaijan over the Christian community in Armenia. This is a pattern, and once you see the pattern, you really can't unsee it.
Is that the godless nation-building State Department versus?
It might have something to do with it. Yes.
All right. So we don't want to go too far down the rabbit hole. I don't want to get off topic here, but you're on the front lines. You're exposed corruption in Ukraine and other areas. Tell us what else you got going on.
Well, we've been really early on a lot of stories like Ukraine. I mean, we still have an intel team on the ground, and that story is still ongoing. And it's one of our focuses. Talk about Christianity, the destruction of the Christian church in Ukraine, the Ukrainian Orthodox Church. And it's always, well, it's Russia, Russia, Russia. Well, these people have no connection to Russia, just a historical, canonical connection. And it is absurd what's going on in Ukraine. They're putting priests in jail. They're beating priests. They are poisoning some of the officials, and they're burning churches, stealing churches. There was a video the other day where they attacked a monastery with chainsaws and then beat all the priests inside. I mean, this is an attack on the Christian church in Ukraine. So we're all over Eastern Europe, the Middle East. We've got 7 papers in the U.S. Election fraud still is rampant in Georgia and Florida. We've been all over that. Kind of these themes that we keep pushing and focusing on, and we're kind of as one retired general told me, CDM is the guy with a knife in his mouth that goes in first, and that's kind of us. And then we get the stories really early because we have people on the ground all over the world literally calling us all night long. That's why I look so tired today.
Wow. And I'm following you on X. Where can people follow you?
CDM.press is the best place. Put us in your scan like any other, news organization. I'm on Real L. Todd Wood on X, and CDM_press on X are the 2 best places.
Yeah, and I was really impressed. I felt like with the DEI stuff being addressed by Trump and Hegseth and others, there's kind of been a fog lifted at the Pentagon, maybe. I felt that the undersecretaries and the people that we interviewed were very positive about like the timeline, getting it done in Trump time, and the impetus for these rapid capabilities. Because these rapid capabilities office have existed for a long time in the Air Force and the Army. But were they really doing it? I feel like they may really be doing it now, getting the weapon systems out. What do you think?
Well, I think that's true. I think I think there's been like a 20, 30 year period where that has not been the case. It used to be, when I was flying in SOF, I mean, we would just, I remember one example, we had problems with people, taking rounds in the back of the helicopter. So we found, okay, how can we do this instead of going through a laborious process to armor up the machine down under where the crew was? We just found armored blankets and we strapped them to the side of the helicopter and then walked on them. And it was a fantastic fix. That kind of thing has to happen. And that's what I hope comes back, that innovative spirit, because we've really been bogged down with the administrative, bureaucratic stuff. And with drone warfare changing so rapidly in Ukraine and elsewhere, we really got to learn and adapt these technologies fast.
And the private partnerships, because the government moves at a snail's pace, right? So bringing in private industry, 50-50 partners on a lot of these defense acquisition programs, it's pretty encouraging, cutting out red tape and going right to the top for decision making, I think. But I want to thank you so much, Todd. I'll have you back. Look forward to working with you and seeing you on the ground. And wish you a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and all that.
Thank you. Look forward to seeing you. We got a great team at the Pentagon. We're going to do good work.
All right, wonderful. Thank you so much, everybody. L. Todd Wood from CDM Press. Guy is a wealth of knowledge and just serves our country in special operations roles, transporting our SEAL teams and other soft forces, and just an amazing guy. So thank you so much for joining us. And when I come back, we've got interviews from the Naval Rapid Capabilities Office kickoff day with private industry at the Washington Navy Yards. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Guys, if you plan to retire in the next 20 years, or if you've already retired, I have a message for you that you need to hear. Central banks, BRIC nations, and our allies are pumping trillions of dollars back into America, but every dollar they send could make your savings worth less. Hi, I'm Donald Trump Jr., and I just want you to be prepared for the future. So protect your hard-earned savings with gold. A gold IRA from my trusted friends at the Birch Gold Group offers you the safety net of gold with the tax advantage status of a retirement account. To see how it's done, click the link below to get a free info kit on gold IRAs. This kit reveals why gold IRAs are exploding in popularity, so do it now. What do you have to lose? It's free and there's no obligation. Click the link below to get your free info kit from the Birch Gold Group.
Did you know that thousands of authors across the country have written books and published them with Page Publishing? If you've written a book, Page Publishing can help you through the process. We cut through the confusion of the publishing world to make it easy for you. If we decide to publish your book, your work ends and ours begins. From copy editing and proofing to typesetting and book cover art, we get you printed, distributed, and sold on Amazon, Apple iTunes, and in bookstores across the country. We'll even help you promote your book. That's right, we do all this for you. Biography, self-help, mystery, novels, sci-fi, even a children's book. No matter what genre, Page Publishing can bring your book to life. Call today for your free author submission kit and find out how you can be the next published author at Page Publishing.
Call for your free writer's guide, 800-319-0257. That's 800-319-0257, 800-319-0257, or scan the QR code now.
How many times have you tried to clean a stubborn mess but end up with no success? What you need is the all-new waterproof Ruby Horsepower, the new cordless and rechargeable power scrubber that cleans faster and easier, guaranteed. Watch, baked on oven grease is no match. It blasts away dirt and grime in no time. The power comes from our rotating brushes, spinning at 350 RPM. The incredible torque fights calcium, mildew, mold, and more. Take it in the kitchen where it busts through caked-on crud, or outside and tackle tough tasks with ease. Get your Ruby Horsepower with 4 additional attachments, all for just $39.99. Great news! They're in stock and ready to ship. Due to high demand, only 2 per order. Order now.
Call 1-800-944-4512. That's 1-800-944-4512. Or visit horsepowerscrubber.com. So call 1-800-944-4512 now.
I was on the ground this week in Washington, D.C. at the Navy Yards with the Secretary of the Navy, John Phelan, and the amazing people who work in the Navy. You know, I think the Navy has the most complicated tasks ahead of it. Rapid changes in threats. You know, we had a missile come near us in the Red Sea to Harry S. Truman from the Houthis earlier in the year, or I think maybe December or January. We had a diesel submarine take out an aircraft carrier in a virtual exercise, I think, recently. You know, we've got a lot of different threats. And then, of course, China, shipbuilding, 2.5-1, I think, to the United States. Although we have superior technology and nuclear aircraft carriers and the likes, still a lot of emerging threats out there. And what Trump did, so the Air Force, I think, started the Rapid Capabilities Office in 2003, the Army in 2016, the Navy started one under the new Navy Secretary appointed. The new Navy Secretary, John Phelan, he's incredible. He made his money by handling, I think, Michael Dell's investments and very close, I think, to the Trump administration, but an incredible Navy secretary, really showing innovation. Started the Naval Rapid Capabilities Office just a few months ago in August or September. And they've got this incredible team with Vice Admiral Seiko Okano, the director of the Naval Rapid Capabilities Office, and great people here, right? And their naval research and R&D and acquisitions. I've got two super interviews that I did on the ground with many people working on these programs here. But Trump's executive order to modernize defense acquisitions and spur innovation in the defense industrial base is going to be codified when Congress votes on the NDAA. And really important stuff. So we remain competitive in all theaters, in all domains across the world as we go into the future. We're going to be turning around ships. We had to cancel the Constellation Freighter program. The littoral combat class ships were controversial. So we're going to be updating and we're going to be spitting out defense systems, weapon systems, and shipbuilding at a rapid pace going forward. And everybody that I've interviewed on the Pentagon last week with Hegseth and other undersecretaries, they all are in a great mood down there, and they're on board. Getting it done in Trump time, as Peter Navarro said, it's really something to watch. You know, so don't believe the legacy media that everything's in turmoil and the Pentagon is. It's not. These guys are on a uniform mission. Check out these great interviews I did with the people from the Naval Rapid Capabilities Office in partnership with private industry. A big day here for the Naval Rapid Capabilities Office here at the Washington Navy Yard. And we have the senior advisor to the Assistant Secretary of the Navy, Patrick George. How are you?
I'm wonderful. Great to be here.
It's great to be invited to this event. I think it's important that the people know the imminent threats we face out there, staying relevant. Somebody said on stage today that, 20 or 30 years ago, we were always dominant. And it's like Mike Tyson. Sometimes you got to get back, if you put your guard down or you don't emphasize on real-time solutions, you have to get back there. And it feels like that's what you guys are doing now.
We're trying. You can't be complacent. And so we've been able to rest a lot on our dominance, both technology and hardware. And so we need to really push the envelope. And that's what the Department of Navy's RCO is focused on, is how do we rapidly deploy technology that the Navy needs now, that the warfighter needs now, not 10 years from today, but within 12
Act like you're at war.
Act like you're at war.
Yeah, and Navy Secretary John Phelan, it seems like he's really taken the initiative. It's part of Hegseth's initiative to do this stuff in real time. It's Trump's. It's the House Armed Services Committee pushing the NDAA, and it seems like you're all on the same page, right?
It feels that everything is getting aligned for the first time in a long time. We have not just the political will, we have members that have left their civilian sector jobs to come and serve in this administration, me included. Yeah. I left. I'm a entrepreneur, venture capitalist, and I put all on that hold to be a part of this movement because the country needs it. We need to be moving forward faster.
And you're a U.S. Marine for 20 years?
20 years in the Marine Corps, plus entrepreneur and VC.
Okay, can you tell us about some of the private partners that attended today? And I understand you were the brainchild or a part of the original team for the AI shipbuilding.
So team effort for sure on ShipOS with Palantir. Very exciting announcement that you just heard from the CEO, Alex Karp, and the Secretary of the Navy, and how we're going to try to bring AI to our shipbuilding and both public and private shipyards and our suppliers so that it's all integrated. Big step forward. Yeah. First time in history that both the public and private shipyards have been connected. Today was about bringing venture capitalists, private equity investors, and industry to the room to say, hey, we are open for business. We are doing deals differently, and we need you. We're not trying to rebuild everything in-house. We want to buy commercial, and we need you to bring us your best and brightest ideas, and we need to field them as quickly as possible. So new contracting, new program management, new rules, so that we can push further and faster.
So there was a time in American history when we were putting out ships every 40 days or so, right? What will this do? Because I know, issues like the Constellation freighter, the littoral combat ships, and other. What you guys have to replace those, don't you?
We do, and so they definitely. So the littoral combat ship is still playing a role in our fleet. The frigate, as you know, the Secretary canceled that program. We are working towards what the new classes of ships are going to look like, but at the same time, we need to increase throughput on our most critical, exquisite systems, the Columbia, the Virginia. That is a huge part of our deterrence as a Navy, and we need to make sure that we are reducing the cycle time to get those into the water faster.
And the last question, you're trying to incentivize the private sector investment in doing this because sometimes you're like 50-50 partners with the private sector?
Correct. So we want to share that risk with you. So what we want to see is you come to the Navy with private capital and you say, look, we will bet on ourselves as the entrepreneur. We're going to put private capital up front first. And as we hit milestones with the Navy's money gets released. And we're protecting taxpayer dollars, rewarding our winners. And if you are underperforming, we're going to cut that contract and we're going to reallocate capital to the companies that are performing.
All right. Well, that's great. I really learned so much today. And we have the senior advisor to the Assistant Secretary of the Navy, Patrick George, with us. And Godspeed. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Appreciate it. We are here with Andrew Magliacetti. You're the Director of Small Business Operations directly for Navy Secretary John Phelan, correct?
That's correct, yes. Yeah.
Amazing day here at the Capitol turnaround. This place was the terminus for the Georgetown trolley, I believe, in the late 1800s.
I mean, this venue is incredible, right?
Yeah. It's amazing, historic. The Navy Yards protected us from the War of 1812, right, on the Anacostia River here. But today is about the Naval Rapid Capabilities Office, a new venture launched by Navy Secretary John Phelan, right?
That's correct, yes. So this is our official kickoff today.
That's great. That's great. So this is about public-private partnerships, incentivizing private investment, so things can get built in real time. Is there a sea change, no pun intended, in the mindset? It seems like everybody that I've been around in the Pentagon, here, the House Armed Services Committee, the President's office, is kind of in unison on achieving a mission for real-time development.
Well, I think you hit the nail on the head. The Rapid Capabilities Office is about identifying, onboarding, and operationalizing technologies for our warfighters as quickly as possible. However, as part of doing that, we're also trying to change the way we do business. I come from a venture capital background, and Navy historically has had a reputation of being one of the most challenging services to do business with, and in particular for the early stage companies that are developing the most important technologies for our fighting services. So part of the Rapid Capabilities Office is bringing a new perspective where we are being better partners with private sector capital and with the founders that are creating these amazing technologies, but at the same time holding them accountable for performance and making deals that make sense for our warfighters and the American
and
taxpayers.
Helping them cut out some of the red tape to get it done?
Absolutely. Right. Absolutely.
Right. So really important, right? We have real-time threats around the globe. We have to be dominant in every domain, right? And it's changing ever so fast, right?
You're exactly right. And also the Navy has the most complicated mission set of any of our armed services.
Sure. So I know I think the Air Force started the Rapid Capabilities Office in 2003, the Army in 2016, and it seems like in the short amount of time that the Naval Rapid Capabilities Office is in existence, just a few months, you guys have hit the ground running.
An amazing amount of progress in a very short period of time. Hasn't been formally announced yet, but we've sort of identified our first 3 transactions that will be announced over time. 2 other major announcements coming down the pipe.
In concert with private companies?
That's right.
Okay. How do you find those companies and how do they reach out to get involved? And is someone scouting out the technology?
Well, you could look at it in 2 ways. We have sort of inbound inquiries that we encourage, where we define our challenges and ask companies to specifically respond with detailed information about the capabilities they have that will address those challenges. And at the same time, we will reach out proactively to try to find the companies that meet those capability requirements.
I have one last question for you. What about the RFP process, request for qualifications, request for proposals? I know sometimes I deal with government in New York, unfortunately, but it takes a long time sometimes. So how do you abridge that or get it down to a quick process?
Sure. The superpower of the RCO is that we cut that red tape and that we make things happen quickly. The people that are making the decisions are 3 stars and above. We make those decisions quickly, cut the red tape, get things out the door as quick as we can.
All right. Well, I want to thank you so much for joining us, everybody. Andrew Magliacetti, the Director of Small Business, and you're a Trump appointee, right?
That's right. Yes.
Right.
Proud to serve the president.
They always say, get it done in Trump time. I feel like that's the attitude maybe in today's military.
It 100% is. We've got amazing political appointees across the services working very hard to put the president's policies into action.
All right. Well, we learned a lot today, and we want to educate our audience on what the government's doing, and I appreciate you joining us.
Thank you. Pleasure to meet you.
We'll be back with more Breaking Point right after this.
Yikes. Leaky refrigerator coil card. Oh no. But your future is bright with an American Home Shield warranty to protect your covered home system. Don't worry, be warranty.
Kevin paid off over $12,000 in credit card debt with the help of Consolidated Credit. They cut his interest rates and lowered his payments so he could pay off his debt fast. Call 800-596-8062 for a free consultation.
The bathroom of your dreams is only a phone call away with BCI Bath and Shower. We can make your ordinary bath and shower extraordinary. This is not a cookie cutter design. This is a complete custom build that will fit your every need, and discounts for seniors and military.
Attention homeowners. Are you behind on your mortgage payments? Is the bank threatening to take your home? Is your home worth less than you owe? If you answered yes to any of these questions, then you need to call this number right now.
Call 800-714-8615.
Stay tuned to get a free automatic toilet bowl cleaner from Mermaid. Your sink stopper's broken, and fixing a drain is a pain. Introducing Mermaid Drain Magic, the instant solution to most broken drains. Just remove and replace. In seconds, you can fill and drain with a simple press of a button. Drain Magic makes replacing your old, broken, rusty, even missing sink stoppers fast and easy. Drain Magic's anti-clogging basket helps prevent clogs in your sink, catching hair, food, even jewelry. Made with brass and chrome and a silicone gasket, it creates a watertight seal. Order your Mermaid Drain Magic today for only $19.99 and get a Mermaid toilet bowl cleaner absolutely free. Drop it in the tank for up to 3 months of cleaning. But wait, this could be your last chance to get Drain Magic at this low price with free toilet bowl cleaner. There's a strict limit of 3, so order now.
Call 1-800-519-4303 or visit GetDrainMagic.com. So call 1-800-519-4303 or visit GetDrainMagic.com. Order now.
Did you know that thousands of authors across the country have written books and published them with Page Publishing? If you've written a book, Page Publishing can help you through the process. We cut through the confusion of the publishing world to make it easy for you.
Call or scan for your free writer's guide today.
President Trump delivered on his promises, but we can't get complacent. None of our America First agenda will be secure until we build the Red Wall. Turning Point PAC is building the Red Wall in Arizona, Nevada, and New Hampshire, key battleground states where conservatives outnumber Democrats. We're funding door knockers who will win the next elections in 2026, 2028, and beyond. Today, we're asking for your immediate support. Donate at tprab.com or scan the QR code now to fund our field operations.
Kevin paid off over $12,000 in credit card debt with the help of Consolidated Credit. They cut his interest rates and lowered his payments so he could pay off his debt fast. Call 800-596-8062 for a free consultation.
Welcome back. You're watching Breaking Point on Real America's Voice News. I was with the Navy Secretary in the Washington Navy Yards this week for the new Rapid Capability Office kickoff down there. And he said that they want to remove barriers and deliver solutions at the pace Navy warfighting demands because this stuff's really important. And I've got super interviews here about Ship Build OS. It's an AI-generated platform in partnership with private industry Palantir Systems, along with the Assistant Navy Secretary for Research and Development and Acquisitions, Jason Potter, and former Congressman Mike Gallagher. And then I've got Admiral Seiko Elcano, Director of the new Office for Rapid Capabilities. Don't miss this, and thank you for watching today. At the Washington Navy Yards for the Naval Rapid Capabilities Office kickoff under the leadership of Navy Secretary John Phelan. An amazing day here. And we have two great gentlemen with us performing the duties of the Assistant Secretary of Navy Research, Development, and Acquisition, Jason Potter. And we have former Congressman Mike Gallagher and the head of war for Palantir Technologies. How are you, sir?
Doing great. It's a great Navy day.
Great. And it's great to see you, Mike. I covered Wisconsin a lot during the campaign. So
go Pack, go.
Great state.
Indeed, the best in the Union.
Love Green Bay.
Green Bay, Titletown, USA is what we call it.
Really, really super. So can you tell us a little bit about what your role is and what makes today so special? Because it sounds like, you have real-time threats. You have to develop stuff quicker in partnership with private sector. That can happen, right?
Absolutely. So today is all about the launch of the Department of the Navy Rapid Capabilities Office. Secretary Phelan was here. Leaders from private industry, capital market leaders, just to help the Navy speed up the delivery of capabilities to the warfighters that need them. We had a great rollout with Mike Gallagher and Palantir of the Ship OS AI system that's going to help revolutionize how we build ships. It's just a lot of energy here as we turn the corner.
So we need ships. We need shipbuilding. We used to build ships every 42 days in a time past, right? And we had the Constellation Freighter program where we're only going to build 2 of the 7, I believe, proposed, and the LCS is, I guess, going to continue in some way. So why is it so important to partner with a company like Palantir and Ship OS?
Well, at Palantir, we're a commercial software company. So we have a defense technology business and a commercial business, which allows us to do at least 2 things. One, invest our own money into research and development. Billions of dollars we've invested into a cutting-edge AI-enabled software platform, and then give that platform to America's warfighters. And that is a unique advantage we have right now. We talk about how do we compete, how do we beat China? Well, we have to leverage our best strengths. Well, geopolitically, one of the advantages we have is our enduring undersea advantage, our submarines and their capability. Economically, one of the advantages we have is that we are the world leader when it comes to software. What ShipOS represents is the marriage of these 2 things, and I think the manifestation of the Secretary's vision as a private sector guy, bringing the best of industry to bear on really hard problems. There's probably no more complex manufacturing problem in the world than how we build nuclear submarines.
I think the Navy has the toughest job with that. Yeah. And, Secretary Phelan was talking about how we're going to go from the desktop or PowerPoint basically to prototypes quicker. Tell us about the role from research and development and acquisitions. What part do you play?
Sure. Yeah. So we are the Navy's acquisition arm. We put, over $100 billion on contract every year. And we're breaking down bureaucratic processes where we're just not getting these capabilities out fast enough. And we have to go faster. We have to change how we do business. Example here, the Ship OS. In just this year, 2025, we went from proving this works at 1 shipyard, 7 suppliers. We're now going to 5 shipyards, 100 suppliers. We're ready to scale up. That's the kind of thing we're doing across the board. When we see a winner, we double down, we scale up. If something's not working, we recognize we need to shift and move quicker.
So you're looking for speed and scale, right? And the private sector moves faster traditionally than government. How does Palantir work with the government so they get up to speed as well and be able to keep up with the pace?
Well, Palantir pioneered what we call the 4 deployed engineer model, where basically we take world-class software engineers, the genius 25-year-olds that I work with every single day. We pre-position them, co-locate them with the warfighter so they understand the warfighters day to day. And here it's important. It's not like the Navy is paying, for the shipyard just to press a button and download software and somehow it magically works. That's not the way it works.
Yeah.
We need to understand the decisions that not only the CEO a shipbuilding company understands, but every single worker in the yard every day. How do we make their lives easier? How do we give them a tool where they can be more productive, have greater impact? That's what our technology is all about.
So I recall, I think it was December or January, and the Red Sea, the Harry S. Truman had a missile come in proximity to the Truman. There's new threats out there, and it changes quickly, right? How tough is that task to keep up with the latest and greatest threats in maritime?
Yeah, we're at it, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. As the Secretary said, we're on a war footing. This is putting acquisition on a war footing to support our warfighters.
You're acting like you're at war.
100%. And, the ships in the Red Sea, what used to take weeks or months to get software upgrades to, adapt to a threat is now taking us hours or days. We have agile software on our ships. We are at this to make sure there's no threat, that we can't defeat. And it's the proof is in the pudding, and the performance of our destroyers in the Red Sea defending the Truman and commercial ships and everything else. And so we're taking that model, what we're seeing in Ukraine as well, and recognizing we have got to speed up, how we get capability to the field, and we're doing it. And so it's the RCO today is a formal instantiation of how serious we are about it, and we're putting our best acquisition professionals on it, working directly for the Secretary. And ShipOS again is just another tangible example of how we're using AI and tools.
Great. And I have one more question for you.
Sure.
So have you seen a shift versus, say, the previous administration? Like Peter Navarro used to say, get it done in Trump time.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the common thread in everyone that I talk to here, between Hegseth, Secretary of War, the people on the ground that I've interviewed, undersecretaries. There's a different mood, right?
100%. We have a once-in-a-generation opportunity to fix American shipbuilding. And starting from the president on down. I mean, the president, through multiple executive orders, even a theme of his first term was shipbuilding is essential, revitalizing both commercial and Navy shipbuilding. And now what Mr. Potter just said about Secretary Phelan's vision, for 8 years I was on the Sea Power Subcommittee in Congress. I was waiting for someone to grasp this essential point, which is to say, in order to prevent a war, in order to preserve the peace, you need to put the defense industrial base in general and the naval industrial base in particular on a war footing. That sort of emergency mentality, that focus on near-term deterrence, putting hulls in the water, that's what's going to make the difference.
All right. Well, I want to thank you so much. I want to wish you guys a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays, and keep doing what you're doing. We need to be protected. So thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
An incredible day on the ground here at the Washington Navy Yards, the Capitol turnaround, and we're joined by the new director of the Rapid Capability Office for the U.S. Navy. How are you, Vice Admiral Seiko Okano?
Yeah, it's a fantastic day. We just launched. We're open for business.
It's pretty amazing. You were appointed by the civilian Secretary of the Navy, John Phelan, recently in September?
I was in August.
Okay, great. So it's really fascinating. So I know the Air Force had a similar office for some time, the Army in 2016. Now the Navy is doing that. And you have modern threats, right? You have a lot of moving parts in the world. Why is it important to do this in real time? And you're partnering with private industry, right?
We are. So, look, I think we saw what's happening in the Red Sea. We saw what's happening in the Black Sea. And what we're seeing is that the character of warfare is changing faster than the acquisition system can move. And so the Secretary is closing the gap by creating this Rapid Capability Office. And, you kind of felt it in the room. This isn't just an office, stand up. This is a culture shift. This is us really embedding ourselves within the entire acquisition structure to get at speed, at velocity for the entire Navy.
Yes, and really important, and partnering with private sector, which tends to move faster than government.
Yes.
And it's part of Trump's defense acquisition. Congress may approve the National Defense Authorization Act, which is including and codifying those defense acquisition programs, which will speed everything up. Tell us about some of the private partners that you're working with.
So right now we are just starting this up. We just obviously announced a ShipOS award with Palantir, and that's really to transform our shipyards.
AI shipbuilding.
AI shipbuilding, that's right. And so we're really excited about that, but there's a lot that we're working on. We're starting with what are the urgent operational problems, hard problems.
Yes.
We're going to combine that with tech and industry, large, small, you name it. We want their best ideas and then rapidly get that capability into the hands of our sailors and Marines so that we can, iterate on that and be lethal.
I noticed that across the board, being at the Pentagon, working with the Trump administration and reporting, there seems to be a lot of unity in the mission to do it in real time to get things done. A lot of you guys are in sync, right?
Yeah, we're absolutely in sync. I mean, this is the entire department. Look, I've been doing acquisition for a while, and I think we're seeing real movement at scale, at velocity here.
All right. Well, I want to thank you so much for joining us today. And we have Vice Admiral Seiko Akane. And good luck in your new role as the director. We expect great things because, we have to maintain dominance in the world, right?
We do. Absolutely.
In every domain.
In every domain.
Okay.
Subseeded to space.
Thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you.
Appreciate that. I want to thank everybody for joining the Rav family and watching Breaking Point on Real America's Voice News. See you next time.
America's in a fight for her soul. Our freedoms are under attack. Our values are being torn down. And the same corrupt elites who built this mess think they can silence us. The patriots who still believe in this country. Not a chance. Here at Real America's Voice, we're standing shoulder to shoulder with AMAC, the Association of Mature American Citizens, a movement that says we will not be silenced.
There is no force on earth that can stop us from saving our country.
And the voice of millions of patriots who refuse to kneel to tyranny. This is the movement of fighters, men and women who still believe in God, family, and the American dream. The conservative alternative to AARP.
Real rights, they come from God.
If you're ready to stand up and join the fight, go to amac.us/RAV right now. That's amac.us/RAV, because this isn't just about politics. It's about saving America. Faith, freedom, America first. AMAC and Real America's Voice, united for the Republic.
Donald Trump Jr. here with an urgent message about retirement accounts in America. My father just changed 401ks forever by initiating the process that will allow gold into 401ks. But here's even better news. You don't need to wait for